Russia claims a strategic victory in Ukraine, saying its troops have captured the eastern town of Soledar. At least 7 people have been killed as dozens of tornadoes strike the southern United States. Premier League footballer Benjamin Mendy is found not guilty of rape and sexual assault, but he faces a retrial on 2 counts. Tributes are paid to Lisa Marie Presley, the only child of Elvis, who's died at the age of 54. And we speak to Eric Cantona about his new exhibition on footballers who've changed the world and how the Premier League has lost its soul.
I feel that if I was in England today, I would support a club in the second division, I think.
Brazil's Supreme Court says prosecutors should investigate the role of former President Jair Bolsonaro in the storming of Congress. In a meeting with President Biden, Japan's Prime Minister warns Russia's invasion of Ukraine could encourage similar acts elsewhere. And sportswear giant Adidas loses a court case to stop a fashion designer from using a 4-stripe design.
A judge in New York has ordered Donald Trump's family real estate company to pay a fine of $1.6 million after being found guilty last month of tax fraud. The Manhattan Criminal Court imposed the sentence after jurors found 2 Trump Organization affiliates guilty of 17 criminal charges. The penalty was the maximum the judge could have imposed. Neither the former US president or any family member was personally charged. Federal prosecutors in Brazil have asked the Supreme Court to include the right-wing former President Jair Bolsonaro in their investigation into what led his supporters to storming government buildings in Brasilia last Sunday. The statement by the Prosecutor General's office suggested that Bolsonaro may have incited a crime by posting a video questioning the legitimacy of last October's presidential election, which was narrowly won by his left-wing rival Lula da Silva. A gas pipeline connecting Lithuania and Latvia has been hit by an explosion, but the fire that broke out has been extinguished and gas supply is back to normal. No injuries were reported. A spokesperson for the pipeline's owners, Amber Grid, said that so far there's no sign that the explosion was caused deliberately. The Moroccan national football team has pulled out of the African Nations Championship after failing to get permission to fly direct to Algeria, where the tournament is being held. The defending champions, who last month became the first African or Arab team to reach the World Cup finals, had been waiting for hours at Rabat airport for expected approval from Algiers. That didn't come. Algeria broke off diplomatic relations with Morocco and closed its airspace to the country in August 2021, citing spying and hostile acts by the kingdom.